Hey guys, thanks for tuning back in. My name is Chaos, and we are here with a little something different today. We're here with Valorant, and I know that I usually cover Call of Duty content, but I was able to try out the console beta for Valorant. It was my first time playing this game, and yeah, I've got some thoughts for you. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Now, for those who don't know, Valorant is another first-person shooter developed by Riot Games. It's been on PC now for 5 or 6 years, but they just recently updated the game to accept controller usage, and now they've got a console version coming out, which again I was able to be a part of. Valorant has a widely known professional esports scene, so I've been eager to really try out Valorant. And I don't have much knowledge of it, but again, I always want to try out new shooters. That's why you've been seeing more videos for X Defiant. But Valorant is more of a mix between Counter-Strike and Overwatch. So keep that in mind as we go through the rest of this video. Now, if you're like me, I come from a background of Call of Duty, so Valorant is a lot different. The game really places a heavy emphasis on abilities over just like your gun skill, and each operator or agent has their own set of abilities. I think they have about 3 or 4 of their own unique abilities that can be used in a gunfight. And so, like, if you're like me, you're just trying to shoot people, you're going to be out of luck. As you can see in the gameplay in the background, abilities really can change a match. Now, as you can see, all of these agents here, in the beta, you only get access to a few of them. Each agent has, again, its own set of abilities. And so in order to really play this game and in order to really master this game and really be good at it, you have to know the abilities of the agent that you really, vibe with. But you also have to know the abilities for other agents out there so you can know how to be defensive and offensive. I find it interesting to have these abilities. X Defiant has abilities, and I really like that game. But for Valorant is, for me, overwhelming. My daughter doesn't like powers either. Now, going into the first-person shooter, you're used to shooting, so when you add abilities to the mix, it does add like another layer for the gameplay. But like if you're not used to abilities, especially the variety of abilities that Valorant has, it's just overwhelming and frustrating. And it makes me angry that I'm not as good at this game as I am with X Defiant. I often just found myself getting killed just because I didn't know what this ability was. I didn't know, if I could touch it, if I could run through it, if my own abilities, I don't know if they're offensive abilities or defensive abilities. So, with this being a very team-oriented game, you have to be good with abilities. You have to be good at not relying solely on your gun. And speaking of which, Valorant is very team-heavy. Valorant is mainly search and destroy. Now, they call it something different, but again, it's basically this one life mode. You go in, either plant a bomb or defuse a bomb, or you can wipe out the team before that happens. But with that means one life. So I'm not able to really, at least on this first game, I wasn't able to really jump in and play and learn, because every time I die, I have to wait for the next round, and I don't get to really jump in and play. They also have a shop, which helps you get guns early or late. I don't know. It's very it's just a lot of different layers compared to Call of Duty and X Defiant. But you don't really get a chance to fail, at least playing the main mode. They do have a team deathmatch and free for all mode, which you'll see in the second gameplay, and that was okay. I was actually doing quite well for my second game ever on Valorant. I would think I was in the second or third place while using an assault rifle, and then I switched over to see how sniping was, and I lost. I died a lot getting that sniper. I'm not very good at Valorant, and again, I've only played 2-3 games, so it's kind of expected to not be good. But I was able to really jump into X Defiant pretty quickly. But with Valorant, I would either get a lucky kill or a lucky flank, or I'm getting carried by the rest of my team. So it's definitely a very, steep learning curve if you're coming from Call of Duty, and if you're not used to hero shooters. This is the ultimate hero shooter. This is, if Call of Duty is 100% gun skill and no abilities, and X Defiant is 75% gun skill and 25% abilities, Valorant is 80% abilities and 20% gun skill. It is not Call of Duty. It is not similar to Call of Duty. But, like I said, Valorant has a great esports and pro league and pro scene. I love the esports. I really vouch for the esports scene, and I want the esports community to thrive. So hopefully Valorant gets to keep going and keep exploding over on that pro level. They're making a bunch of money over there. They have a bunch of teams in the pro league. I wish Call of Duty could have more, pro level teams, but it's very, skillful to play this game. It's not easy, and it's not lucky. Like, the pro people who really play this game, or even just regular people, like, you have to have a different set of skills to play this. That's just not, it's not what I have. So, like, while I appreciate Valorant coming to console, while I love having more options for first-person shooters, competitive shooters, all the same, it's not for me. It's not a game I will be continuing to play. And again, it's just the heavy reliance on abilities over your gunplay, the aiming situation. Like, you can only aim down sight with certain guns. With pistols and whatnot, it's very hip fiery, and the weapon balancing, like the damage per bullet for certain guns, doesn't really match up to me. It just doesn't. It doesn't mesh well with my playstyle. It really doesn't. I don't fit with this game, which is okay. You don't have to fit with every game. There are tons of people who play Valorant, tons of people who love Valorant for the exact reasons I don't really enjoy it. But yeah, this is just my little review of the console beta for Valorant. If you happen to be a Valorant player, or you like Valorant, or you're able to play Call of Duty and Valorant at the same time, leave a comment down below and just let me know how to switch it up, how to be fluid going back and forth, what I need to do, if this is a game I should even try to put time in, especially with it being 5 years under development already, and I don't really like putting money into games unless I'm actively playing them. I mean, otherwise, again, this is just not the game for me. Yeah, I should.